The Hill published 5 accomplishments that Joe Biden wants to be remembered for. So let's go over some of the accomplishments of
gonna be his legacy
Joe Biden.
right here,
yeah.
about to tell.
It's really important to know that he's done some stuff like navigating the pandemic. Biden and his staff, this is from The Hill again, have made a point to remind voters about the situation they inherited, taking office in the throes of the COVID-19 pandemic with cases surging once again in early 2021. While the Trump administration rapidly developed and approved vaccines, it did little to distribute them, claimed, of course, by Biden, which largely fell on Biden and his administration. They also helped steer a complicated economy out of the pandemic. Did they?
Comedy hour right here.
It was a plan Biden often described as shots in arms and money in pockets. Okay, it worked out really well, right? With the inflation only went up to 9% during this period of time.
Those shots helped out a lot too, I hear.
Yeah, well, I think we had, about a 15% chance that you wouldn't get COVID if you got the shot. Was it 15% even? In the end, it was about the same. I think it was about the same as if you didn't get the shot. So, worked out really, really well.
That you died suddenly if you got those shots in on the arm.
I don't know that we've ever seen that statistic.
I was going to say, I don't have that printed out.
Yeah. So he screwed up the pandemic. I mean, for The Hill to give him credit for distributing the vaccine when Trump came up with it, get out of here. Now, that was a Biden talking point for sure during that period of time. But it wasn't reality. It wasn't reality. That those vaccine doses had been distributed under Trump. I mean, I didn't want them anyway, from either president, either from Trump or from Biden, but they were distributed. Also, more people died under Biden's watch than Trump's. A lot more people died. And what was it Biden said about if 200,000 people die on your watch, then you shouldn't be president? Well, I think he exceeded that by about a factor of 4 or 5.
Come on, man.
So pathetic. And soon he won't be president, which is great. Bipartisan bills, according to The Hill. Biden took office pledging to restore unity in the country. How'd he do with that? How'd we do on the unity front? And while he may have struggled to achieve that, you think? Thank you for that concession from The Hill. He did manage to sign into law a slew of bipartisan legislation. The president's first 2 years in particular saw a number of bipartisan bills reach his desk at a time when Democrats controlled the House and he had a majority in a 50-50 Senate. Biden signed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure law. Oh, that's really hard to get bipartisan spending bills, isn't it? So ridiculous. Both Republicans and Democrats are happy to spend our money, and they don't care about the debt in any way. So that's not much of an accomplishment, but okay. Biden signed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure law in November 21 to fund improvements for many of the nation's roads, bridges, railways, and airports. The infrastructure law, didn't it help? Yeah, look at the beautiful airports, the brand new airports we have, the brand new bridges we have, all the roads have been repaired. Everything's great now, right?
We have 4 electric car chargers across the fruited plain, right? We got the 4, 6.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. What? Right. Okay. Out of the 500,000, was it, that were supposed to be built? I think there were 7.
Yep.
I think 7 was the number.
No high-speed internet hooked up yet.
Except for the Lumbee tribe. Don't forget the Lumbee tribe. So that was great. And, the roads that were supposed to be repaired, there has been the same pothole in the same place on my way to work on the freeway every day for 13 years now. And it's never been fixed.
Yeah. And I don't want to upset you because you seem already upset. But just to remind you that those 7 EV chargers cost us $7.5 billion.
Okay, that's not bad.
So
that's only a little over $1 billion apiece. That's not that bad.
Bit. Yeah,
right?
Just a little bit. So only 7 have been built.
And so it was 7, right?
Yes,
I nailed the number.
You did.
No.
Yes.
You did. I also don't want to upset you, Pat, but the one pothole that was repaired that we actually rejoiced about on the air once, where you exit there and up to the left.
Okay. Yes.
It's
back again,
to show
right?
Some signs of weakening.
Yeah. Right.
Give us a few weeks, and it's going to be hell again.
Well, when we go through this bad weather, when the snowpocalypse happens, that pothole will be back. Right. It absolutely will be back. But it's amazing how the roads never get fixed. Not around here, and I know it's the same way all across America. Everybody complains about the roads all the time because they don't get repaired.
Like, maybe did we get bombed and I just don't remember that happening?
Yes.
Yes,
we did.
Did China start dropping bombs on the streets of Fort Worth? Because
little poop balloons.
Oh, geez, Fort Worth. Don't even get me started on Fort Worth again.
Well, remember, Domino's did a whole campaign of fixing potholes.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right. Yeah.
Domino's.
So you got pizza restaurants
stopping their deliveries to fix the potholes.
That is so weird. And that tells you where we are.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, hold on. Take this back to the beginning of the show. The taxes that Californians pay, the ridiculous rates, and they can't get water in their fire hydrants. This reminds me, this discussion, Arnold Schwarzenegger went out there and fixed a pothole in front of his neighborhood.
Yep.
I mean, this is...
And the city was pissed at him, by the way.
Yes.
They were pissed about it. How dare you fix a pothole? And that's our job. Then why haven't you done it?
We haven't done the environmental study yet.
Yeah, right. That's the kind of stuff you hear all the time.
Environmental study.
Incredible. It's just incredible. So another accomplishment, according to The Hill, from the Biden administration, the appointment of Ketanji Brown Jackson. That's an accomplishment? Really? Okay, he did a DEI hire for the U.S. Supreme Court. Way to go. Biden made good on a key campaign promise when he nominated Ketanji Brown Jackson to serve on the Supreme Court. She became the first black woman to serve on the nation's highest court. Yeah! And hasn't she done a great job? Look, I don't care what color or what gender you are when you get on the U.S. Supreme Court. What I care about is, are you going to uphold the U.S. Constitution? And the answer in her case is no. She's not, and she doesn't.
But she's a Broadway actor now, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. She had a one-night show, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was great.
So can you please...
How'd that go? Did that go well?
It went great. Everybody was there.
Everybody was there, and everybody was excited.
Tony. She got an Emmy.
She will get a Tony.
She got an Oscar.
You know she will.
She'll be an EGOT.
Oh, my gosh.
Member pretty soon.
Well, it was her dream.
It was her dream.
That's so great.
Not to be Supreme Court Justice, to be in Broadway.
On Broadway. So that's terrific.
Okay.
For student loans, another of Biden's most high-profile campaign promises was to forgive student loan debt. Even though the Supreme Court told him, no, you can't do that. He did it anyway. And while the effort was caught up in various lawsuits, he ultimately found ways to deliver relief to millions of Americans. What a terrible policy this is. Even aside from whether or not it's legal, whether or not the Supreme Court ruled that you can do it, it's just stupid policy. It's really bad policy. Nobody forced people to take out college loans. And I'm so sick of hearing about the predatory loan. Wait, did bankers hunt you down and force you at gunpoint to accept a massive loan to get your schooling in? That didn't happen to me. Nobody offered me a student loan to go to college. Nobody forced me to get one. And in fact, I didn't get one. I worked my way through this business to where I am now and didn't go to college at all. That is an option for people, by the way. Avoid the indoctrination altogether and don't go to college. Or, go to a more economical college. There are some values to be had, Provo, Utah, but there's if you go to an Ivy League school and you take out a $400,000 loan for the 4 years that it takes to graduate from that, I didn't force you to do that. That was your choice. Okay, so don't try to get out of the loan afterward. But that's what they've done. And what about the people who already paid off their loan? Are you going to pay them back for paying off the loan? No. How fair is that? I thought Democrats were all about fairness. Is it fair that some people have to pay back their loans and some don't? That doesn't seem fair. Pathetic.
I mean, this is systematic of our nation and where we're at, where there are no consequences for anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I mean, this happened under Bush, right? 20 years ago with home loans, mortgages. I mean, we do this loan forgiveness, and you feel like you've been duped if you still play by the rules.